All right, run it, Ant. Yo. Check it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Listeners from all around the world.
All around the world.
We are the UnCelebz.
The UnCelebz.
All right, back at you again, episode number 88. I'm Sean Solo.
This is Anthony, aka Nostalgia.
This is Steffi, Nomadic Goddess.
This is Dre on motherfucking drums.
What the fuck was that?
Censorship.
And
You worried about censorship now, nigga? Like,
Only in the beginning of the episode.
alright, man.
Now we're in the middle of it. Dre on motherfucking drums.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
You're stupid.
Alright,
Alright.
sorry.
all right, so first off, we're gonna shout out our sponsor, man. This episode is sponsored by Anchor, the Anchor FM app. Easiest way to make a podcast. Everything you need, 100% free. Anchor is an all-in-one platform where you can create, distribute, and monetize your podcast from any device for free. For free.
Free $99.
$0. All right, no subscription. So if you haven't already, go ahead, download the Anchor app and get your podcast going.
Yeah, man.
Be heard.
All right. Long behold,
Yeah.
because I can't wait to wrap this series up, man. We are going to give a free review of Mr.Robot.
Yeah.
It's so hard to say goodbye to Elliott.
Finally.
Yo, I knew it. I was like, I'm excited. Dre's excited. Ed's excited. Sean, I don't think so too much.
All right. So yeah, let's start off with you because you seem the least, impressed with Mr. Robot.
Wait.
It's not that I'm not. It's not that I'm the least impressed. It's like I'm very selfish sometimes when it comes to shows.
What do you mean selfish?
Because like if it's a show that I like, it's like I don't really want to give a review. Like who gives a fuck like what I think about the show? You know what I mean? Like
Nigga, we do. Like,
it's a good show, but it's like I like to like keep it to myself. You know. But, I'm not dissing this show at all. Throughout this whole show, my brain was working a lot. Like my shit was like all over the place.
on
And
10.
A lot of plot twists, a lot of coming and going of certain characters, and it's a lot of characters I did not like.
We know.
Go
Go ahead, sound off. What character?
I said it in the last video, man. Also, Elliott's sister, I don't like her either.
Oh damn!
She's like
I thought that's who it was.
No.
It's Angela.
Yeah.
Angela.
So Dan, did you enjoy the first episode of the season?
I did. I did.
Yo, you are horrible.
You're a bad person.
You are horrible.
I'm a bad person. How am I a bad person?
Because she got clamped.
I'm not the one who made up the episode.
She got her shit split. You was like, finally.
She got clapped in the head and was like, all right, well, she had to go. Am I the wrong? I'm not the one who. I'm not Sam Esmer.
You might as well be Dark Army, my nigga.
Word, right? that was Sean with the mask on, walking up to her and shit. That was a long walk.
Nah, that was me with the father walking away like, shh.
He's just like, I'm trying to save your
I
ass.
tried to make you a good character. You gotta go.
I tried to make you a good character.
You gotta go.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Unbothered.
Nah, he wasn't unbothered. I feel like he could have done more, but he also knows that he would have got shot too.
Ooh, Price?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, Price tried. He tried. He was begging her. And she was like, you know what? Just remove emotion and you'll do just fine. You know, just said the same thing to her. She said the same thing to him that he said to her after she watched somebody
blow his brains out,
commit
in front
suicide
of her. Yeah.
in public. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Like, I enjoyed this show so fucking much. Like, it sucks that it is over, but I'm glad that they ended it where it was designed to end,
Yes.
and they didn't try to drag it on
Yes.
and make up new shit. And
Yo.
I hear people complaining about shows so much, you know, whether it's Game of Thrones or Power or whatever. Everybody complains about a show at some point, and this is the only show that I have zero complaints about at all. I loved every fucking episode, every moment of this shit. I cherish this shit. Like, every...
I feel like every fan is pretty much satisfied.
Yes.
Most, yeah.
Most of us, yeah.
Aside from Sean.
No, because it's like, yo, I see it like this because I see this with a lot of shows, and unfortunately, this generation has ADHD. Like, 1 minute they're gonna be on the show, next week you're not gonna hear about the show no more. That's how they did with Game of Thrones. Everybody was mad upset. Next week, everyone's saying,
Yeah,
okay,
because
what's the next show?
because they kind of like pissed on the rest of the thing,
They
the
really
rest of the
did.
season.
They
You know,
really-
the rest of the series,
Hold on.
just one.
No, the rest of the series.
Yeah, they pissed on the rest of the series by, you know, fucking up the last season. It's the last season, so you supposed to go out with a bang. You supposed to
And end
you
it
know,
right.
Exactly.
The problem-
don't do the
okay.
fans disservice.
Okay,
when they
the
know
problem with
those characters.
Game of Thrones that I did not experience because I binged it a month before it came back for the last season. So the fans who's been a fan of the show from the first season, they had to wait like a year and a half about 2 years just for the last season, just for it to end so fucking shitty. I would be pissed too. I'm not all that mad because I just started the show in April and then it came back in April or May.
Yeah, it was more like a well.
But I wasn't that much invested in the damn show.
Yeah, word. But you know what? Mr.Robot also waited about 2 years before
A year and a half, but that's because Rami was doing other shit too.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, they made us wait. But
The wait was worth it though,
it was so worth it.
and it didn't feel like I was waiting too long either. So that's why I'm like, look, I trust Sam Esmail to this point, and that weekend right before the last episode, the last 2 episodes. I even tweeted him directly. I'm like, yo, you have 2 hours, my nigga, to keep me a huge fan of you. Please do not let
Like,
me down.
Don't fuck up, you know?
Do not fuck up. Don't rush it. Take your fucking time, please.
And everything was really deliberate. He knew exactly how he wanted to end it. He said
From the
that he had
beginning.
the ending in his mind from the beginning. He said that, you know, he reached the end organically and did not, you know, want to, you know, pile it on or, you know, like do too much or do too less and stuff like that, you know? So, me personally, I loved so many episodes of this season that it would be hard for me to pick which episode was my favorite one. You know, the first episode, you come in and you think that it's just a recap, and then bang, Angela. You know?
Word.
Like,
Word. My dude was
Crazy.
still talking, and I'm like, Dre, shut up. This is new dialogue. He's like, nah, it's not. I was like, Dre, it's new dialogue. I rewinded and everything. And I'm like, see? He did not say this last time. He's like, oh, wait. Oh, shit.
oh yeah, shh.
No, really?
Wait, then there was the episode where there was like no dialogue at all.
That was
It
dope.
was just a complete chasing, and you
That
know,
was
like,
fucking dope.
It's creative as shit.
Yo.
What's the name of that?
Shit, what was the name of the episode?
Not sure.
I forgot. But I know it was right after the episode where, what's his name died? Tyrell died. So right after the Woods episode.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, because Darlene picked him up, and then he was like, dude, we don't have to talk. And then that was the last dialogue until, who was it that spoke again? Who was the first person to speak again?
Wasn't it Janice?
Oh, we can talk now.
Yeah, I think
it had to be her. She's like,
it was Janice. She said we could talk now, something like that.
It was one of them. It was somebody, but I forgot. Everything was text message or head movements or something. The thing that scared me the most in that episode was him jumping off the fucking cliff.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason, and I know New York, But for some reason, I thought there was water at the bottom of that shit.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, where in New York was that?
That had to be somewhere uptown New York, yeah. With all them mountain type rocks and shit. That had to be somewhere close to the Bronx, but it was in Manhattan.
Oh, I was gonna say
Like the Upper West Side or some shit.
I think that's by Central Park.
Yeah, it's either somewhere near Central Park or in Central Park. But it was like those rock formations where yeah, but you can also drive a car past there.
That's Central Park.
Yeah, or Riverside Drive or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was near. That's why I'm like, okay, there's water over there. Nah, nigga, he rolling down the fucking cliff and then hobbling to the car.
Got the accent Eskimo, like, hey man, where was that? Like, I was in New York. Oh, what part? Albany. I'm like, that's not New York.
I didn't say New York City.
That's not New York, fool.
That's New York.
Yep, that was
That's Canada.
episode 5, Method Not Allowed. Episode 405. You know what? I probably might have to say that my favorite episode was 407, where we have Elliot Vera. Vera is like my least favorite and most favorite character at the same time. You know, he's just like mad complex, but still just a shitball, but still like a real ass nigga. Like, yo, he caught Krista, got the gun to her head, said, tell me why I shouldn't kill her. He's like, because she's a good person. No, tell me why I shouldn't kill her. Like, damn. I don't know, man.
Was this the episode with the they had the whole therapy session while he's like,
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, that episode I was like, all right,
hostage therapy. Like
that episode, I think that was like a whole mind fuck, because after a while I was just like,
it was a complete mind fuck.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there like, why the fuck is it taking these motherfuckers so long to kill him? Like, kill him already. What's taking so long?
Right?
Because he had his minions there, remember?
Yep. Oh yeah, Young and May. Young and May. Shout out to Young and May for like, that was a dope
that
ass
shit was funny.
It was like, yo Pookie, go for a walk. Nah. I'm trying to see the progression of the story and shit. And then the lightning at the same time, go for a fucking walk. Like, yo, it was so dope of comedic relief at the same time. This was one of the most pressurized episodes, because you know that there's something up. You know that Elliot could die, Krista could die, and I thought Krista was dead. I thought Krista was dead that episode.
Me too. I did, until like obviously we saw her, but
when she did the killing.
But up until I was okay. I was like okay at the edge of my seat, like trying to hold myself together, until I was like, yo, why is Mr. Robot acting like that? The fuck is he talking about? What does he mean he's not supposed to know? What is he not supposed to know? What the fuck are you talking? He's like, I can't help you now. Where the fuck are you going, my nigga? Like, where are you going? Why did you leave Elliot?
And then
he didn't leave.
And then
he left.
Wait, he left, but he didn't leave.
And then Elliot is on the side of Vera, like, yo, what's up, Krista? What you not telling me? Like, what's up? No, keep reading. Like, yo. Oh, man. But, like, just... and then the big reveal, of course, find out that he is actually a victim of sexual abuse. And that time that we thought that, this whole time he thought his father pushed him out the window. And then Darlene said, no, you jumped. What was it? Like, this third season, I believe. She said he jumped.
That was season...
I believe it was season 3.
Yeah, it was season 3.
Yeah.
It was season 3. He's like, oh, you probably don't remember. You were really small. He was like, no, you waved around your bat all crazy, and then you jumped out the window. And then now that explains exactly why. He was trying to get away from his father. He had... Basically, the next episode after that, the kid him was like, okay, here's the key. the key. Okay, follow me, and everything. Took him to that museum. Forgot the name of it.
Queen's Museum.
Yeah, I think it's the Queen's Museum. Some Queen's Museum. Went all the way to the back. My question was, how the fuck did he know to go back there? Even when they were kids, who worked there that they knew the ins and outs of that museum? Mm-hmm. But anyway, that was neither here nor there. But got the key. He was like, see, like, we didn't just let him do it. We tried.
We tried to stop him.
That was the key. That was his key to their bedroom, to his bedroom.
Yep.
So he had to hide his key, but he ended up getting a key anyway, and that's why he freaked the fuck out.
And then even building on that is if you go back and you watch episode 4 of the first season, when he was going through withdrawal, when he was getting off of these drugs, we see that he shows up to a block, the little girl is there, and you know, she says, you drop this, and hands him a key. It's like, what is this key to? You know?
Yeah.
Then you move and you see him and Angela at dinner, and, you know, they're eating raspberry pie. And fucking, he crunches something, it's the key. Mm-hmm. And then he goes home, has a whole conversation with QWERTY, which is Nunu's
daddy.
Nunu's dad. I forgot his name.
His name is Shadow Man to me.
Yeah. Move him to a goddamn window.
Oh, was it Keith David?
Yeah. Keith David.
I have an uncle named Keith. I'm not gonna remember.
And then, in the background of that whole time, you just see freaking Tyrell sitting there with the key, just holding the key.
Computer. I'm like, okay.
It's like it was just very well done to like for there to be like Easter eggs and hints at the ending from the very beginning, you know, and like even the first conversation that he has with Mr. Robot. You know, Mr. Robot, when Mr. Robot's telling him about his father and stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, well, he was in jail, just like you are now, but I'm going to set you free. It's like, huh? You know, and you don't even think about it.
Did y'all get that?
What do you mean?
So,
Well, he just said, did you get it?
Like, from the very beginning, the first episode, Mr. Robot's whole purpose was trying to get the real Elliott back, or something along those lines. Yeah.
Right, because, okay.
Yeah.
Fan club, right?
Yeah.
I read this up on the Mr. Robot fan club. So, and me and Renako was talking about this. It was a conspiracy that if you see one of the episodes where you see Elliott as a child, and he's like at the E-Court, like round table office, and you see like a Spanish lady standing in the door like, let's go. It was a conspiracy saying that she was Mr. Robot when he was a child. Like he was going through a schizophrenia disorder. So that's who he was talking to before Mr. Robot.
oh wow.
Yeah. Who is that lady?
You said
mom.
the Spanish lady? No, she was Egyptian.
Egyptian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, she looks Spanish to me.
They casted an Egyptian woman just to keep everything consistent. Because, you know, Rami is actually Egyptian, and so is Sam. But, and then, Darlene and Elliot look like they could be related. Brother and sister. I don't know. Like,
a little bit.
That's racist.
A little bit.
That's racist.
That's
no,
racist?
It's not.
No, it's not racist.
It's not racist.
Darlene is an Egyptian.
Trying to say all Egyptians look alike?
No, Darlene ain't Egyptian.
I'm saying the big ass eyes look alike.
That's a fucking crack. But yeah.
I'm gonna have to read what you read because something in there I'm not understanding because that was his mom. Yeah. Like the lady in the office room, that was his mom. Like right, subconsciously, people, that was his mom. But what was I about to say? As far as Mr. Robot's telling Elliott he's gonna get him out of jail, like that just calls out to the last episode of him saying, "Yo, you're not Elliott. I've been helping you because you basically have been on this mission to like rid the world of evil to protect Elliott, but you're not Elliott. So it's like, what?
Right? And back to the round table and E Corp is like, we're still waiting. For who? Elliott? No. For Mr. Robot? No. The other one. It's like, huh? It's, you know,
Who's the other one?
The other one, Mastermind. The Elliott that we have been seeing this entire time is not the real Elliott.
Okay.
He was the mastermind of 5'9", of everything, you know, trying to with the illusions of grandeur and, you know, want to make this big ass impact on the world and trying to fix all of the world's problems. And that's why in the first episode, the first scene, we see him at Ron's coffee shop and he's exposing
the owner.
Yeah, the owner for child pornography, you know, just child predators. And we see that he actually had a personal investment in this, you know, that we didn't know about before. But his father was actually, you know, that's why he goes out and fights all of these child predators. That's why in what was it? Maybe it was episode 3 or 4 of the 4th season where he calls in to the dude that was, you know, he had some video that he was had a little girl in a room.
Oh, he was like masturbating.
He was masturbating.
That was the first episode.
That was the first episode. Yeah. So it's like
we were trying to figure out where the fuck this series was going from that first episode.
Yeah, and it's like
come
crazy.
to find out he was behind that shit. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, like, the mastermind was the one trying to make the world safe for the real Elliott, in a way. You know?
Then got lost in the fucking sauce thinking he was the real Elliott.
Yeah.
But that makes sense because the dream sequence that you were mentioning before, Angela actually says it was like, figures, you were only born a month ago. We're like, wait, what?
It's like, you're not Elliott. You're the...
And then they finish it in the last episode, like, you're not Elliott, you're the mastermind. And it was like, yeah.
He's pretty much his own worst enemy.
And yeah, his own worst enemy, his own best friend, his own, like...
Also, the part after White Rose's whole shit, where we thought it actually fucking worked.
The machine.
when he was trying to get to the wedding to hurry up and go marry Angela, and fucking Dom stopped him. It was like, let me see your ID. He's like, okay. He's like, this doesn't even look like you.
Get down. She opened up the box and see the body. He was like, get down.
And then I was like, wait, why? Okay, Elliott would have Elliot's ID, right? So why wouldn't Elliott look like Elliot Alderson?
Right? And so now it's like, yo, we don't even know what the real Elliott
really
looks like. Because, and we're seeing everything from Elliott's view. We were another one of his made up alternate personalities, figments of his imagination, and that's how we get to see everything. You know, so like he saw Mr. Robot in the image of his father. You know, because he had to build an image of his father that he could actually live with. Yeah. You know, because he couldn't live with the actual father that he had. So
Oh yeah, the internet kind of spoiled that for me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think you told us.
Mr. Robot is his father, whatever.
Yeah, but one thing that people have been joking and saying about for years now since the show started, it was like, yo, you never actually see Elliott go to get a haircut. Like, the fuck is up with that? Yeah.
And then he mentioned it in the interview. He was like, yo, I wore that same hoodie throughout the whole shit. He's like, you never see him switch once.
No.
I was like,
and that is, like, it kind of tips you off that something isn't right. But we accept it because it's a fucking TV show.
And on top of that, the fact that he's dealing with depression. You know, so it's like... he's
accept
depressed,
it.
so he's like, maybe he won't change change his
it.
clothes, you know.
But then
Wearing all black.
Exactly. We accept it because it's like, okay, he's depressed. Okay, we already know he has identity disorder and all this other that's in the third. But he was like, yo, his appearance never changes. He shaves, but there's no hair on his face. Like, okay, in my opinion, because Mr. Robot never changed and Elliot never changed, that should have tipped me off from the jump.
Also, he looks very frail.
Very frail and pale and all this other stuff and everything. Yeah. But then it kind of like made me wonder, what does Elliot actually look like? This dude probably had mad long, probably got like a little bit of a beard because he did shave a couple of times, but that was it. That was literally it.
What? When did he shave?
He shaved a couple times.
I only saw the real Elliot that was trapped in there to shave.
There was one time, I can't remember what season exactly. No, the whatever season or episode it was where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna act like everything's normal and everything, do my hair. That sequence, he shaved a couple times.
Come on, get happy.
Yes, that scene.
Come on, get happy.
That scene, he shaved a couple times.
You're not buying any of this, are you?
No, I'm not. But
Colonel Panic. I remember that episode just because it was so crazy. You know, like he really just like shut down.
And then dude went to jail, came out looking the exact same.
Yeah,
right. You
like no one questioned that.
You supposed to be at least a little bit cocky.
A little stubble.
You supposed to got some arms and shit if you did time and shit. That's
only if you worked out. He didn't do shit.
That's a stereotype.
Exactly.
Yes, that's a stereotype. And it is, you know, all of the types that I know, it's stereo.
Okay, Dre.
And then I feel like Elliot was like a perception or a stereotype of what a depressed person would be. So that was like the perception. Frail, pale, doesn't really change his clothes, wears dark clothes.
Shit. Mm-hmm. Cares about merely one thing really a lot.
Antisocial.
Like, yep.
Annoyed.
Yep.
Annoyed.
Too smart for his own good.
Way too smart for his own good. And the difference between Mastermind and Elliot that I kind of picked up on when we were trying to guess at who this third personality was, you started to see that Elliot really didn't have sympathy for people that he didn't know. You know, like this dude that in the first episode of season 4, he was saying, look, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you know, do exactly what I say, and I'm not going to put out this video. You know, and now the dude is like, "Yo, you don't know who I got to deal with. Like, so if I do all of this, you're going to protect me, right?" And he was like, yeah." Like, you can't do shit.
You don't give a fuck about me, do you?
You don't give a fuck about me, do you? And then what he did, the girl that he was flirting with at the bar, and he just used her.
That shit was fucked.
That was brutal. And it's like, yo, we see, like, now you starting to see, it's like, yo, this dude that we've been rooting for this whole time, he ain't exactly all of that. Like, he's not the hero that we perceive him as.
You talking about the girl that she was supposed to be on the like a Tinder date or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was supposed to be on a Tinder date.
Kind of got stood up.
Kind of got
late.
And Elliot went over there and bagged. I'm sitting there rooting for the dude. I'm like, oh, he about to bag. Get the cheeks, bro. You know, it's like,
I wasn't rooting for nothing because I knew what it was. He just didn't want to do it. Like, Mr. Robot started it and then left. Like,
he was his own wingman.
Word.
Mind you, a similar thing happened with Shayla. You know, because Shayla didn't have to die. He could have left it alone.
Yeah.
He could have left it alone. Shayla said, leave it alone. I'm okay. Yes, he raped me, but I'm okay. I make good money. Please don't do anything. You know, because she knew that it could get so much worse. And Elliot's like, nah, I'm going to expose this guy because that's the right thing to do. And everything is all trapped by ideals. And the ideals isn't the reality, you know? the reality of the situation is, you fuck with Vera, he'll fucking kill anybody anybody. Like, this is who he is.
Really. Anybody. Like, she was gone the minute that they got caught. That was it.
Yeah. Word. And that was hard, too. Like, that was, at that point, that's when I knew that this was one of my top shows ever. Just because, there was one point where they pull up to Elliott's house, and it's a close-up on the trunk. And you can't, like, and then, you know, the camera pans up and shows Elliott, and Elliott's like, where's Shayla? It then come to find out, she was in the trunk the whole time. There was nothing that Elliott could have done to keep her alive, because she was already dead by then.
Yep. Like, honestly, if he really... Like, he did believe she was still alive. I don't know how he thought she was still alive, but he didn't have to do shit at that point, because she was already dead. Like, he would have died, but he was already dead. She was already dead.
Last time we seen Shayla alive, she got dragged out of the restaurant, the diner, and just looking at, they went straight from that diner to Elliott's house. So they yoked her up out of that diner, let him have his last conversation with her, and killed her right there, and then put her in the trunk. You know, and then the reveal. You see Elliott and all of the fucking pain and anguish that he had to go through, you know, when he actually saw the body and stuff. Like, that was, it was really hard. It was really deep, man. But it
So being that, see now with a kind of like a catalog like this, man, do we put Sam Esmail on like a high pedestal? It's like, all right, what do we expect next from this guy?
Well, I won't say that I put Sam Esmail on a high pedestal overall.
Yeah.
I'll say that I put him on a high ass pedestal for this. You know,
okay.
Like, this right here is a fucking masterpiece. You know,
and that one Prime series that he directed, Homecoming. He directed it. He didn't create it. He directed it. Okay. But you can tell, like, if you are a lover of Mr. Robot, if you've seen a couple episodes and love, like, the way the stories are told by picture,
yeah, you
know Sam had a touch on that Homecoming.
Yeah, and
like, it was like, you know how he does the aerial shots where it's just dragging in the car and stabilized and all of that shit, of it,
and the framing. There's so many shots in Mr. Robot, Mr. Elliott. There's so many shots in Mr. Robot that were just beautifully aesthetically, you know, just looked beautiful. You know, I loved the shot when Price died. White Rose grabbed a gun and clapped him, and then and they got it perfectly centered, and you like, it's just beautiful, man.
Yeah, and then the scene where they had the therapy session is like the whole like revolving around the room.
Yeah.
About to get dizzy. About to throw up.
Man, so many one takes, you know, like the one take in season 3 with like Angela, and Elliott got fired, but he's running away from the security so that he could get around.
Yo, that was dope too.
Yo, everything about that, like, in the entire episode was shot one shot. It's like, goddamn.
Right. It was like, and there's like certain scenes that kind of raises the anxiety. Like, he was it was like him and the sister, like, they had to like sneak into the I forgot the name of the building.
The security place?
Yeah, so she had to pose as security. I mean, not
as somebody who worked there.
As employee.
Yeah.
So she perfectly playing like her dropping her stuff, and like the minute he like bent down, like, dude just hopped over like, yo, so stealthy. And I was like, my heart was like, I was like, oh shit.
Yo, Rami got hops. Yo,
Rami got hops. Yo, he every bit of 65 pounds. It's easy to lift all that little bit of weight.
He said, shoot.
Like, like any inch closer, he would have hit like the fucking glass.
Yes.
Like boom, it would have been over. Like.
Imagine if he did trip, just went face first.
She's like, what is that? Oh, nothing.
What?
But I mean, Sean, you bring up a good point. Anxiety.
Yeah.
That feeling of anxiety is a lot. That's most of the that's
series.
a lot of the reason why the series is so great and why you get so invested, because now you get nervous watching this. You're like, yo, you think something's going to happen to you. You're like, you don't know what's going to happen in your brain. Like, oh man.
And certain plot twists, like, what
was your favorite plot twist? Let's start with that.
My favorite plot twist.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I know mine.
The fucking the Mr. China and White Rose. It's just like nobody was just figuring that out. It's like how are you not figuring out like White Rose and the Chinese Mr. It's the same person.
Yeah,
It's
I kind of figured that out at the end of season
was
1.
having a hard,
It's like Miley Cyrus is Hannah Montana. It's like
what? Superman and Clark Kent. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Took off the wig, put on the wig. Took off the wig, put on the wig.
Where'd you go? What about you, Ant?
My favorite plot twist was figuring out, like, Elliot was in jail the whole time. That was my favorite. Because y'all remember when I came to y'all door?
Yeah.
Yes. Yo, we was so... I don't know what the fuck we was doing awake that night either. We was so fucking excited.
Yo, oh my gosh. It was like so dope to share that with you.
Just because of that.
Yup.
Like, oh my gosh.
Like 2, 3 in the morning, but yo.
Yo.
And we allowed it. We didn't care. Yo.
Like,
Oh shit. Damn.
My favorite reveal.
Go ahead. I hope you say one of mine because I have 2 now. But go ahead.
My favorite reveal because I really believed that it wasn't gonna, this wasn't gonna fucking happen. Like, he saves New York. 72 billion.
Yes.
72 billion buildings go down in flames. What?
That was one of my second one.
What?
That was my second one.
Yo,
'cause
my
you just reminded
heart
me.
sank. I was like, yo, we just did all of this bullshit just for the bomb to go off in other places? My nigga.
Every other place, mind you.
Every other place. New York was safe. That was it.
Yo.
a slap in the face.
Not really slap in the face, because I remember saying before that season, like, yo, why does all the disaster movies happen in New York? And Sam Esmail's like, you know what? I feel the same way. Let's not have it happen.
like fucking day after tomorrow.
Right?
Word.
But, oh man, that was
yours?
crazy, because I remember when we watched that, it was like 3
so
in the morning,
fucking
and we had to scream silently because we didn't want to wake you up. And we didn't want to wake up the neighbors and shit. We was holding each other, rolling on an air mattress, like, no, squeak, squeak, squeak. Yo, oh my gosh.
Sound like what's the neighbor from Rocket Power? Merv. The angry neighbor.
with the hat and
every time you're like, oh.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yo, I can't even front. My favorite reveal, because this was probably one of my favorite characters. Well, factually, one of my favorite characters in the whole shit. Finding out that Leon was part of Dark Army.
Yo.
Oh my gosh.
Yo.
Joey Badass, do more movies.
Please.
You dope as Inspector Deck.
Word.
Keep doing that.
Word.
But Leon, he said he wants to do a Leon spinoff. I am
Please
all
do
for
it.
that. I'm really with this shit.
Yo, not for nothing. That not for nothing. That scene where Leon drops off Darlene and Dom, and he's like, "Yo, so when you getting back, what you doing?" Da da da. I was like, it sounded like he with the shits. Let's go.
He is with the shits.
Go.
Yo, he said he only loyal to the almighty dollar. But I'm saying, when okay, so Elliot, like we had just found out that Elliot was in jail and stuff like that, and then he gets caught up by all of the.
No, we didn't find out yet.
No, we
didn't find out yet because he was just in the alley.
He was in an alley.
Yeah.
Right. So he got caught up with all of the skinheads and Nazis and all of that, and they said, "Oh, you got a lot of courage. We'll fix that for you." And then you hear some pants unzipping and stuff. They turn him around, put him up against the gate and shit. I'm like, oh no, what the fuck? And then you start hearing slashing, and I'm still thinking that he's getting attacked. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they doing to his ass? But
I remember that scene.
Yo, I'm sorry, I was scared as shit. I'm like, no, what is going on with his butt? No, leave him alone. Get off of him. But I'm sorry. Yo, the nigga got turned around and you hear slashing. Like, come on, man. But either way, then you turn around, then he turns around, and you see all of these motherfuckers slashed up and shit. All bloody. And Leon with the dreads in front of his face. When you see White Rose, tell her I did you well. Like, oh. And then he puts the fucking knife in the guy's, does to the guy what I thought the guy was doing to Elliot, and then like stomps on it in there and shit.
Yeah. Yo, like,
Leon.
Thank you, but
oh, but like, one thing that I definitely gotta mention is there's so many Easter eggs in there about other cinema and other literature and other, like there's so much stuff. Like there's a movie called The Professional, and it's about a hitman.
Oh man, with Leon, yeah, that's his name, Leon.
There you go.
Yeah. He's like this. He's like this hitman. I forgot what country he's from, but he's like staying in
a hitman named Leon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now remember Dom was like this, that, and the third. I don't even think you why do you trust me? Something like that. And he was like, you think Leon's my real name? Like.
It was shot in New York City. It was like Spanish Harlem or something like that.
Nah, like, I want to see that now.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go watch a lot of different
I want to go watch Clockwork Orange because it is.
Yep.
I already got him onto American Psycho.
Yeah. Because Tyrell was, he was built off of American Psycho. It wasn't like completely that
he was
character.
A taste of that character.
Back hair.
And
getting all frustrated over the little things and everything.
And like his when he goes and beats the shit out of the bum, just to give him a couple dollars or whatever.
Yep.
And then of course there's the obvious Fight Club reference in the first season.
Very obvious.
And stuff like that. It's just so much. It's just so many references.
Shows like this deepen my love for cinema in total, like because. He basically did an ode to pop culture, basically. Yeah, and a lot of people talk about it as like, oh, sometimes you bash certain things for doing this too much or doing that too much. But he literally took all of that shit and said, Mr.Robot.
Like, some people, some people hate when people take from other things. But, I read an article and they described it extremely well. They said, yeah, if you take this picture and you do a couple of things to it, it's still that picture. But now if you take that picture, this picture, and you put it all together, now you got a collage, which is something totally different, So, like, you gotta respect it. It's kind of like what we were saying before about a rapper's first album. Yeah. He had all his life to build that album, and this is Sam Esmail taking from every movie, every show, every book that he's read over these years and really building a masterpiece out of it, and had his own story in there.
Pretty well blended. And throughout my time like watching this show, I couldn't help to just keep thinking about this, and I was like, every time I watch each episode, and I'm like, yo, man, what if fucking Capital Steez was still alive? He'd be in that show. Seeing Capital Steez in that show. Mm-hmm. And then in the end credits of like the final season, it's like they're playing Free the Robots. Think about it.
I mean, even the song, Mr. Roboto, the whole song was about, like, I forgot specifically what it's about, but it's like almost as if he heard that song and got the idea for this show.
You don't know who I am. Secret, I got a secret.
Exactly.
Like
Nobody ever got to
Mr. Robot. No, that one line, like Elliott's walking through like the Washington Township, because it wasn't fucking Washington Township. That shit was too clean.
But
the filter they used while Elliott was walking through fake Washington Township, and all the cars were white.
All
this other stuff, and everything. He's looking around like
in the other world where he finds the prison. Let's call it the prison the actual
that he created. Fucking anyway, but did anybody else realize that all the fucking cars were white?
Yeah,
I know you did.
Yeah.
I didn't. No, I didn't look at
until he went to the garage where Tyrell's car was, got his black SUV, and drove it right to his house, and all the street is lined with white cars.
Every street was lined with white cars.
Every freaking street. Everything was clean. His mom was nice to him. We were like, wait,
what's going on, right? Like,
he was like, she's looking at me as if she loves me. What is this? I had to laugh. I'm like, oh.
It's like, I don't know what this is. What is this? Love? Stop loving me.
Oh my god, it was nice of him to see that though. Like it was nice. Like all this time you see his mom like beating the kid version of him and everything, and I wanted to get deeper in that kind of, but if he didn't feel it needed to be in there, I still want to ask him questions like, why didn't you put it in there more?
What?
Like his relationship with his mom, like exactly why was she abused? What did she do exactly? Especially if you found out that his dad was like this.
Word. And it's just kind of like, the whole time before we found out exactly what his dad did, I was like, how is this guy so damn nice, and then his mom is a fucking shitball, abusive and stuff like that, and it's like. So it was both of them. Both of them were shitballs.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like, did you guys have any questions?
Still have questions, rather?
That didn't get answered.
Do you guys have questions that still didn't get answered?
Well, when do we get the Leon spinoff?
Word.
Yeah.
If we get the Leon spinoff.
When I write that shit, Sam, I'll be in touch.
They say Twitter is the best way to get in touch with celebrities, so
that's what we've been doing.
Hella tweets.
And then if the character is like, yo, I'm down to do a spinoff, I think
you should oblige.
Like I would put that into the universe.
But then at the same time, it's almost like, you gotta do it justice. Because it's going to have to be as good as Mr. Robot. Maybe not as good.
No, wait a minute. No, because then you can't. You put him on a high pedestal now.
Yeah, that's a high. Maybe not as good, but it has to be good.
Or do like a limited spinoff or something.
Yeah, like a mini series, right? Like a 1 season thing, 8 episodes, and that's it. That's
some people do like they don't do a whole season. The pilot season isn't like a whole full season. It'll be like 5 episodes first season, and then second season because the first season did so well. We could do 13 episodes, right?
Yeah, just like Castlevania, the shit,
Word.
I just want to see. I want to see Dom and Darlene. Domlene.
Yo, I want Dom to come back from fucking Bora Bora. Is that where she went?
No,
Where's she?
Budapest.
Budapest. There you go.
Like,
I knew it was a B. I want her to come back from Budapest. I want her to see all relaxed and shit.
Like a spinoff? You mean like a spinoff?
Whenever the spinoff happens, I want Dom to come back.
Even if it's not a spinoff, just, let us know. Like, I just want to see it. I just want to see it. If it's a quick, half hour Domlene special.
Because honestly, that pissed me off the way they missed each other.
The way they missed each other? But even that in itself was pretty dope and creative because it's both of them getting over their fears and not with each other.
Yeah.
Dom had the fear of letting go and doing something like leaving and relaxing and going to sleep because she hasn't had good sleep in
months.
We've never seen her get good sleep.
She slept better before Dark Army.
Sure, she slept before Dark Army.
Yeah, she did. Like, she tried to kill the fucking what was the dude? He's fixing the bathroom.
Oh yeah, she was about to kill that guy. That was
yeah.
But I'm saying even before then, when we first introduced to her, she was fucking, up late talking in chat rooms.
Yeah.
And but even that was a Easter
that was
egg.
because she was
Happy
lonely.
Hardon Henry.
Yeah.
That was an Easter egg to one of Christian Slater's movies.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to mention that because me and Julie was watching that movie, and it's like he's like a if you watch Heather, the movie, it's a young Christian Slater, but he acts just like Mr.Robot. And I was gonna mention that too, and I'm sitting there watching, I was like, all right, yeah, he's like manipulative, serial killer, like. I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie. You ever watched that movie?
No spoilers.
It's real fucked up.
There's a lot of fucked up shit,
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucked up shit that you pull from. Because Clockwork Orange is definitely a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
But...
Never seen it.
Yeah, me neither. I saw one scene and I'm like, yo, is this supposed to be good? This is just fucking... disturbing.
He said, "Is this supposed to be good?"
Yeah, no, it was just a disturbing scene. It was just really
Someone warned me about that.
Yeah,
someone is very you have to be like on edge.
Yeah,
it's very disturbing.
prepared. But yeah, so
or just one scene?
I haven't seen the whole
they
movie.
said Clockwork Orange. Period. They didn't say a scene. They said it's disturbing.
Yeah, but with that being said, this is my number one show ever. It's past Boardwalk Empire. Boardwalk Empire was like one of my favorite shows, and that was just favorite, so I wouldn't have argued with a bunch of people to that, it was the best show. This, I will argue with almost anybody that this is the best show. And like just seeing that it came out maybe like a year before Power, I believe. And it always dropped the same time as Power, except for like the last season.
One, yeah.
So it's just like, yo, I see all of these Power watchers and they like, oh, this bullshit and like this, that, and the third. And I asked, on my Facebook, I asked like, yo, is Power whack now? And a bunch of people was like, yeah, the writing got whack.
Oh,
yeah. 50 directed an episode and Lala was not acting great in the episode.
I heard somebody say that too.
I heard that she was like, it was a high school play performance.
Yeah, I heard that too.
It's okay. Like I said, with this generation, they'll forget about it next week. They'll be alright.
Yeah, but this, like, this right now, the subreddit is still alive and well. People are still posting on it every fucking day.
Mad memes.
Mad memes, mad research. People going in for, like, I've watched season 1 through 3, I think twice, 3 times maybe.
At least.
I know I watched season 1 at least like 4 or 5 times, and I watched episode 1 probably about 12, just because I've had to put people on the show. Like, yo, you have to watch this. And I only got, everybody here I put onto it. But one of my friends, Lewis, shout out Lewis Espinal, my homie.
Shout out the government, the last name.
Hey, you know, somebody's gonna give him some money. But anyway, yo, he agrees 100%. He said best show ever. Once he finished the series, he texted me, said greatest show ever. And I feel the same way. Like, I've never seen nothing done like this. So
okay, all right,
Sammy.
All
We are
right.
not worthy.
And that concludes our episode of UnCelebz. This is episode 88.
yes.
I want to thank everybody for listening to us, rocking with us, man. Let us know your thoughts on Mr.Robot, this review. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. This episode is sponsored by Anchor. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, that's it.
And if you haven't watched Mr. Robot yet, the fuck are you doing here?
Why are you watching this episode? This is mad spoilers.
Word. Hella spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. We're gonna have to put.
Back of a race car.
We're gonna have to. Okay. Didn't know that. We're gonna have to put on the graphic. It's spoilers. Don't enter unless you have watched Mr. Robot. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Also, a shout out to the haters that's been like getting on our videos now, man. We love you guys, man.
Word.
There's a lot of hate on our
Word.
ruffling a lot of feathers.
It's acknowledged and deleted. But bye. Not all of them. But some of y'all. Yeah, fuck you very much. Yeah, we understand, you know. Don't hate, celebrate.
I'm not sure if I know everything that they're talking about, but okay.
Where it's like, yo, upstate's not considered New York. It's like, yo, we was joking.
Word.
Joking, man.
It was like,
You here, you gotta relax. I'm sure Solo.
This Steffi Nomadic Goddess.
this is Dre on motherfucking robots.
Yeah. We see you next week. Y'all gotta relax.
Relax.